An attempted invasion of South Korea has failed by North Korea. We now hold all the sectors of South Korea aside from one area where 4 troops in Type 80 SPAAGs just refuse to surrender. But that is it for the North Koreans. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. This, of course, the second Korean War taking place here, of course, in Korea. And it's fantastic. We've eliminated completely the Chinese forces here. They're fleeing and GGing away from Qingdao, and we now hold that naval sector and harbor from the Chinese who tried to intervene earlier. The British, French, and South Koreans worked together there to capture that sector, and it's beautiful. So now we're going to see the Americans push further into securing the future of South Korea by capturing even more territory. Good to have you all back. We're going to get started then by ending our turn here, but not before we do a little bit of R&R, some refitting for some of our units who've been badly beaten in previous battles. We need to secure South Korea as much as possible, so we're going to try to refit any units that we've lost or have taken hits over previous battles before the end of our turn here. Then we're going to end our turn and see if we can make purchases of new units and start pushing back towards the north. We've essentially destroyed everything here, aside from maybe one more final battle against that SPAAG, but I don't think we're going to see any more fights from the North Koreans down here. So let's go ahead and end our turn, and actually we can call in some units before we do that. So let's go ahead and call in anything else we can. Anything South Korean that we call in will come in at the very south of the map, and though they have some good units, I'd like to see some other units coming into use, especially from the Japanese with their ability to flank the enemy wherever we need to. So we're going to go ahead and get them on standby for now and get the Chinese, or rather the Japanese forces up here right away. We have some Japanese paratroopers that can come on up, so we're going to assign them to Daejeon to get them ready for use in the next few days when we get ready to invade North Korea. We haven't gotten the order to do it yet, but we're just preparing. We want to be prepared, so it's a good situation for us. Well, actually, I didn't mean to do that. We can just embark our troops again. There we go. I wanted to assign is what I wanted to do. Let's get those troops back on the plane. And let's... Oh, I guess we can't land. I can't assign either? Maybe I can at the end of the turn. But we want to get these forces here ready to go. So let's land them so the airplane at least doesn't go back. We can embark them at any time. We'll keep the Japanese forces here, though, ready to take off at any time. We should have some more Japanese forces ready to take off in the coming days, but we'll stand by for now. We also have ourselves some really nice amphibious units from the French, but what we're going to do is take use of some more of their other troops. The Rima 85 are very, very good, and we also want some other air cover here to cover our troops' advance. So let's get up some more anti-air cover. The Crowtail, the VAB, VDAA, and the Mistrals, all very, very, very good here, especially that Mistral launcher on the back of a truck. Very nice. And let's see if we can, we'll save some of our points to R&R some other units. Let's end this turn. We now have 106 points now to use against the enemy. And look at that. Are these North Koreans serious? Are they still chilling here? You guys, come on. All right, look at our fighters, our Mavericks heading back towards the Enterprise there. And I can't believe these guys. Are they going to actually fight us? We need to put an end to these guys. Let's go ahead and call the final battle here at Busan. It's going to be a long and arduous battle against... All right, we won. Opponent has retreated and has been destroyed. Fantastic. South Korea has been liberated. One of our aircraft is flying over the border. The last enemy columns are rushing towards the north through the Imagak Bridge. I don't know what you've done to them, but it looks like they have the devil hot on their heels. We can now confirm our control over all of South Korea. I repeat, South Korea is free. But at what price? Luckily, they never stepped one foot into Seoul. I'm just off the phone to Washington. White House is adamant. They want to seize the opportunity and completely neutralize Kim Il-sung's regime. Here are your new objectives in Korea. The priority is, of course, the capital, Pyongyang. But you must also capture Cheongjin, through which Soviet help comes. Finally, you're also asked to hold Chinese base of Qingdao in retaliation for Beijing's engagement in the conflict. Well, that job's already done. There is a high risk that the Chinese and Russians will react strongly, but Washington's willing to take the risk. It will be difficult, but you have the best Western units at your disposal. It's now up to you. All right, well, the general's spoken. We are now given full authorization to invade North Korea. It starts here today. Let's go ahead and get our units ready to fight them. We're going to get any and all units going up towards the north. Unfortunately, we had to finish off that silly unit that refused to surrender, but I guess they're running a fool's errand for the north. We're going to go ahead and try to move all units north. All units are going to be moved north to refit if they can, or if they're already at a refitting station, we're going to refit them there. I believe these two can refit here and then move in the next coming days, so we'll do that as soon as possible. We're now going to build up our military force for a full-scale invasion of North Korea, so we've definitely taken some losses and some hits before, so before wasting any of our forces on, not having full sufficient refitting, we're going to go ahead and get them all refit now. Fantastic, that should be good. We should be able to, let's see, our sea forces here shouldn't be too badly hit. We do want to replenish this force here. Excellent. Should be good to go. Okay, we're going to move into Naval Sector Alpha with these escort ships, too. We should be able to launch more British and French troops from these two carriers. We have the F.A.Q and the HMS Ark Royal with us as well. And we also have the ability to embark our troops and get them out of here in the next coming days. The helicopters should be able to, take off and get out of here. They didn't take any losses whatsoever. Fantastic. All right, well, the North Korean invasion begins. We're invading North Korea. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we got one objective out of our hair. We do not need to hold Qingdao anymore. Turn 22. We now have 22 up to turn 22 to capture all of these positions. So Pyongyang needs to be captured next. And then finally Chongjin, which is going to be a real tough place to get through. However, we can launch marine attacks from the HMS Bellawood. Wait, or HMS Bellawood, but just the Bella. Wait, actually, do we not have that out? Let's call that out. I didn't mean to call it the HMS Bellawood, just the Bellawood Task Force with Marines on board. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to call them out from Naval Sector Hotel. These guys can, this ship can drop Marines, so we're going to definitely take use of that as soon as we push this ship out of the way. We're going to make sure we're all together before we do that. So let's go ahead and get that out. All right, we can push our forces north. We're going to take a few turns to R&R. So we have to do that first, so we can get ready for our main invasion. Very important here is Sonchon. If we cut off Sonchon, any reinforcements from China are going to be cut off from going into Pyongyang, at least through here. They then will need to come through... Oh, they can't come through Taechan. They then have to come through Jeonchan, which if we push through Tanchan, we should be able to cut off forces here. So if we occupy Sonchon and Taechan, Chinese reinforcements through to Pyongyang are not going to come through. We have to hold, actually, these three sectors. Jan, Tan, and Sonchon. Those are the three that we need to hold. Okay, so the next objective then is to get all of our forces dropped off that we can, that we take any interest in. We've got the Marines there still. Artillery doesn't really interest me as much. Airborne supply, not as interested as much. Actually, let's take a look at what the Japanese have for that. A FOB and a bunch of supply trucks. Useful, but not at the moment. The Marines are probably going to be our next useful tool against the enemy, but we're going to keep them inside some of these craft for now. Actually, we should be able to just leave them at Naval Sector Juliet and bring them in momentarily. However, if we drop them, they require R&R and that type of stuff, and I don't want to take a risk of losing any good Marines. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got for Air Force. Looks like all we've got really is just South Korean units. A lot of these won't be able to cross the border too much, so it's going to be, I think, another turn for us that we're going to have to take in order to move our units. So let's see here if we can move anything else. This is going to be one of our longer tactical videos, which is interesting. You haven't seen this mode as much, but we just need to make sure everyone's refitted as possible. Oh, looks like this unit can actually move. This is, well, these are the French. Okay, we'll move the tanks up here. They didn't actually do any fighting yet. Japanese we're going to leave here because they can embark. Infantry regiment can be refitted. Perfect. Let's get everyone in fighting order. Well, they're slurping up the points now. A lot of these South Korean units took a lot of hits, and they're going to be needed in the fight. Okay, good. Everyone there is good to go. Everyone at Seoul is good to go. I do not want to push in until we've got all of our forces engaged. Or do I? Chimonoho. Oh, that's a lot of units. We need the French tanks to cut through a lot of that. Otherwise, we're going to be relying on American air power. Which I don't know if the checkmates can come over. Oh, no, actually, we want the Knights. The carrier's too far away now. She won't be able to assist from here. It's going to rely then on French or British aircraft in order to cut through there. Let's take a look at air forces. Oh, well, it'll be under naval forces. That's anti-ship. Anti-ship. Anti-tank. But do they have any anti-aircraft? They slightly do. How much is that group? With 120 points. That's not as expensive, at least. Oh, we don't have enough... we don't even have enough political points for it. We have standard bombers, but that's going to be not worth our time. Okay, looks like all the R&Rs have been completed for this turn, so let's go to the next. We're just moving our units, remember. We want to attack in one big force once we push into the north. 2 ALAT attack squadrons are ready to rally at a Korean port or airport. This is the first operational deployment of our new Tiger helicopters. Fantastic. We now have helicopters on our side. Advanced choppers. Very good. Okay, these guys are ready to R&R, or refit. Let's get them a little closer before we refit them. We'll have these guys stay on the right side. Anti-tank company, you guys can come on in. We're getting our forces closer to Seoul, so that way we can push in. So here's my battle plan. Simultaneously, we're going to have the French and British land at Sanchan. At the same time, we're going to have anybody and everybody push into Ongjin. Once everyone's in Ongjin, we're then going to push towards Kaesong, and then up towards Wonsan to secure basically the entire south of North Korea around Pyongyang. Hopefully, if this all goes successful, we should hold Wonsan, Kaesong, Ongjin, and Sanchan, so that way we basically have almost a grip around Pyongyang, almost a full hand around Pyongyang. Then the Marines are going to drop here at Tanchan, and we should be able to then push into Taechan and Jonchan from there, which should give us the full advantage in cutting off Chinese reinforcements, as they mentioned is a possibility, then dishing out full punishment. Now, of course, there's many different ways to do this. This probably is just the best for ending it quickly. We do need to complete this by turn 22, so we need to be mindful about what units we move and where we move them. All right, in the next turn, we're going to start the invasion of North Korea, so be ready. All right, I think we are ready to at least drop some more land forces now. Do we have any more naval forces for the French that are... Oh, the supply group, not interested. Oh, these guys can now embark. Fantastic. All right, in the next turn, we should be able to disembark them from here. All right. Should be able to lend some hands with the... well, actually, we'll have our seed aircraft ready here for any sort of Well, I don't know. We should have some sort of fighters ready, which we do. The Harriers are perfect for that. Okay, let's get the other naval force I want to call in then is from the... the F.A.Q. Well, what did the Ark Royal have? Oh, that's right. That's the anti-ship. So we want the Super Enitard Strike Squadron here. Fantastic. Let's take a look at those helicopters. Those will be good in taking care of those tanks. Where were those under? They're from the... Aren't those German? Oh, ALATs. All right, what do we got here? Tiger Had and HAPS, which are anti-aircraft or anti-tank. And then the RHC... Celtic. Oh, those are good helicopters, too. We'll go with the RHC for now. Down to 42 points. Let's make absolutely sure we got everything ready to go. Okay, these guys can't refit. Not until the next turn. You guys can move up. Okay, I think we're ready to start our invasion. Any forces that we can bring across. Can I bring the French across at least? Yes. All right, the Dragoons can do battle, so fantastic. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today here we are starting the liberation of North Korea. We're going to surround Pyongyang and then eventually crush it with the one big attack, and then we're going to push up to, by that time, we should have Marines ready at Taechan to push it all the way up to Chongjin when the Soviet Union is sending in support from Vladivostok, so we're going to push there as well. I hope everything's good. I hope we're ready with that. I hope you enjoy the plan. Let's go ahead and get into the fight. Marines can stay back one turn because this is just basically a supply ship for them, and they don't really have much to fight with. It's basically a ship to spawn Marines. So, let's get into the fight. Can everyone go up there? Now, we can also fight off the Kuznetsov as well, but I don't know if that's going to do anything. However, if we move it now, they could possibly attack the Bellewood if we leave it undefended. Interesting. What do we have here? Udalois, 4 Udalois. All right. Well, we got to get in there. We got to get our hands dirty, so let's make our push. Here we go. We're going to push in multiple units here. Hatsukis. What else do we got? Hatsukis, Pegasus 4. Now this actually has Pegasus with it. Okay, I don't think the Soviets are going to attack the Bellawood. So we're going to push into Mike. So we're going to open up that naval landing. We're going to end our turn after that so we can start our amphibious landing here. Let's push all of our troops then up into North Korea here. Let's get a foothold. Now we have to push up this way in order to go up to Kaesong and then push to Wonsan. So this is the only reason why we're dumping everything here. Otherwise I'd spread out and go into other sections. Plus there's no one to fight there at Kaesong, so we can literally just drop helicopters there as needed. This group will be perfect for it as soon as they can take off. All right, that tank squad has to stay behind for a moment. Okay, fantastic. We're ready to bring everything in. We're keeping the Japanese there. Japanese are staying there. They're going to push in closer to the Chinese border when the time comes. And these guys will have to disembark in the next turn. Fantastic. So these next 2 turns, one is to clear Naval Sector Mike for a U.S. landing there in North Korea. And the next turn is to bring all the forces here at Ongjin. And then finally, oh, wow. So we should have at least 3 sections in our grasp in the next 2 turns. Fantastic. Let's fight the enemy at Ongjin. I think we made the right preparations here. Security Regiment, which means a bunch of spamming infantry. Holy crap. That's over 50 different squads. And a lot of, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, they're going to be very close to us and very not happy. Very not happy with us. All right, for this turn, let's bring in some additional air support. Let's bring in that Super Anatard then. Oh, did I not? There we go. Oh, it's because I've opted to start the battle without bringing the air support. There we go. All right, bombers should be good too, so let's bring them in. And American Air Force there is good. South Koreans lost most of their Air Force, which basically just consisted of some bombers and some fighters, which, you know, aren't going to be needed now. The North Koreans lost a hell of a lot of their aircraft in their previous attacks, so I don't really see any aircraft. I don't see any Air Force around there. By capturing the airfield in South Korea and then putting all their air power in, they lost everything. So that's awesome. All right, let's get to Ongjin again. And boy, are they not going to be happy. I'm surprised they're actually fighting us. Surprised they didn't bail. All right. Woo. Well, unfortunately, they're very close to us. That's not good. But what we do have is a lot of tanks, and so do they. Oh, boy, do we have a lot of tanks. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Finally, we got some nice tanks here. Finally. All right, let's get the perimeter up with tanks. French tanks. Glass cannons, but very effective. Let's go ahead and put them in tree lines here. We're going to wait for the enemy to attack us. They overwhelm us in the positions they control. So we're just going to set up a perimeter around town. We're going to set up infantry ready to go. Oh, beautiful. Nice to have the wonderful South Koreans with us. Wonderful. You guys are great. Their KA... Oh, well, actually, no. Just their troops are just awesome. These guys are veterans so far. Not a lot of them survived, but, man, their troops are coming out of the woodwork now. We've been fighting with the South Koreans on our side for quite some time, so I'm fond of them. They're good guys. Okay, let's see. The enemy doesn't have any air support here. Helicopters. Oh, yeah. Let's get a couple of those up. HADs are the anti-tank variant, so that's good. And then just to be sure, let's make sure we keep a couple of infantrymen, especially the French, around the town for security for the South Korean command. Recon's important, especially if we've got a chopper. Beautiful. Unfortunately, it's not enough points on that one. So let's at least get a regular recon up. We'll keep the FOB just because we might actually need it for the South Koreans. Or the choppers. Actually, that's a better thing that we can use it for. All right, let's go. Oh, my God. Whoa. Look at all that. Oh, boy. That's a lot of tanks. Tigers, go, go, go. Shoot them if you got them, boys. All right, French tanks are firing out of the tree line there. Tigers are firing like mad. God, look at them push through with the Air Force, man. Tigers are firing away, but... Alright, we've got 6 tanks firing at them, blocking them. Man, what the hell? Can't believe we're dealing with so many tanks. Alright, hold them back, South Korea. There's woods there, so there's no way in hell I was going to bring through infantry. Or tanks against infantry like that out in the open. So that's why I brought the infantry in the woods. That's way too many troops. We need bombers right now. Bombs. Alright, let's turn that off. French tanks also have autocannons on them, which are great for destroying transports. Well, looks like we cleaned out a major mess over here. Let's get French tanks over to this side. I want another bomber up right now. French tanks, dude, they're no joke. You laugh about the French all you want. La World War II. They're getting their revengeance, man. Whoa. Well, damn. Okay, well, ripped all the South Koreans there, but they devastated all those tanks and infantry that were moving through. And now they can spot for the tanks. I was expecting just for a small force to come through and them to come through slowly, but they were trying to crush us here. We've crossed into North Korean territory, so this might be the border here. Like, this is probably the border right there, the 38th. We just crossed right into it. Oh, some peace offerings. Oh, nice. Tigers, have you landed? No French tanks destroyed so far. These tanks are wonderful with the 20mm cannon on the top as well. They can just shred infantry. They're perfect tanks for this terrain. Alright, let's try to circle up this way. Oh, finally! We lost a tank, finally. After the enemy lost entire... I mean, look at this. Yeah. I don't think we need to fret for too long. Get a super Enitard up again. Oh, hello. Oh, excellent. Those are filled with troops as well. Let's see if we can push into Kaesong. Ooh, they actually hit quite a few of our tanks now. They're starting to get the advantage. Our tanks got wore down by all the fighting. Don't worry, we pushed into enemy territory, so this is not they're not very happy. Oh, don't tell me I'm getting into a mess here. God, there's 60 troops coming up from behind us. Alright, let's go up to the bridge. Oh, boy. Bombers now. That's not even enough to stop them. Oh, my God. Alright, we're actually going to come back to base. Yeah, we're coming back to base. There's too many enemy tanks coming. Wow, we're actually being outnumbered now. Like, completely. Damn, leave those Song Chung Su alone, dude. They're my bros. But damn, they've delayed the enemy. Because they've had to cut through that infantry so many times, it's given us time to buy more tanks. And especially ATGM planes. Oh, man. Wow, dude. Look at that. Dude, the French tanks are exactly what we needed here. Okay, we're just watching here to see what they do. We need to stop a lot of these transports right now. Okay, we need infantry. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, get out of here. .20mm cannon on there, that's going to be useful. There we go. Just in time, we've closed the door on those forces. Hell yeah. Woo! Good thing we came back, huh? Those self-propelled anti-aircraft guns are out there somewhere. Alright, let's push the tanks forward. French tanks, dude, just destroying the enemy. Fantastic. Good mix to kill both troops and troop transports. Fantastic, dude. Just awesome. These T-20s, I thought they just had small guns. Those are going to be much better. Alright, let's see if we can rearm everything from the Zills. Good use of those helicopters, too, but they're more for heavier or higher point tanks. Let's see if we can get a couple more Tigers up, though. Doing some sorties with the choppers is going to be good. Wow. Really impressed. A good initial invasion of North Korea. Let's just push our tanks into Delta, see what we can find. We're going to stay primarily out in the open. If we find a few tanks that are not ready for us, we win. Oops, didn't mean that. Sorry, not that thing. I want the other chopper up. Oh, there they are. Oh, look at that. The HADs have a longer range than the self-propelled anti-aircraft guns. You boys better run. Great. Alright, looks like peace offerings coming towards us. Zil cargo trucks. And troop transports. Alright, that should be it right there. That should be about 100 points worth of troops and transport. Zoom that way. Zoom that way. These tanks are fantastic. Awesome tank. Just great against what we're facing. Just the perfect match. Okay, let's move over this way. Wow, we got it, man. Great pushes. Oh, hello. Could you guys leave the supply trucks alone? I like those. Thank you. Oh, wow. I wanted the supply trucks. Oh, darn it. Total victory. The 22nd Tank Regiment has been absolutely destroyed. Fantastic. Oh, good. Oh, wow. That was all their heavy tanks. Okay, well, despite us being surrounded and such, boom. Initial invasion of North Korea went rather well. All right, we just need to battle it out at Naval Sector Mike now. But I think we'll do that another time. We'll come back and we'll have our battle at Naval Sector Mike, and then we will fight the enemy. Let's see, Naval Sector Mike. We'll do our landing here. We'll finish up Mike, finish our turn, then we'll land at Sanchan, and then eventually start pushing our units north. Actually, we can start pushing these guys into Kaesong, and everyone who showed up late can hold here at Ongjin, or add to the defense at Sanchan. The Chinese are going to have a lot of forces, so that's perfect for South Korean tanks. Meanwhile, the French and such can start battling it out against some of these lighter tanks, as they're more of a perfect mix for infantry transports and medium-sized tanks. These are going to be fantastic. 3rd Security Regiment, we destroyed them. Anything that's a security regiment, perfect. Even the anti-tank, don't even fear them. It's not even going to be a problem. 9th Tank Regiment, all right, there we go. T-72s, that's something a little bit more tedious for us to deal with, but we'll deal with it when we cross that bridge. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.